Coach, first off, it's the curtain raiser to the season. How excited are you to be back in New Orleans for another Sun Belt Media Day?
Well, very excited, and the Sun Belt does a great job. Rival anyone in the country in terms of media days. It's been great for Justin Parks and Malik Stryker, and this is my 14th media day, and everyone's filled with optimism, excitement, and rightfully so. Every program works hard, but really at the end of the day, it comes down to which programs, which teams can handle the natural adversities that a long football season brings about. But I'm excited about our football program and our football team and how far we've come from a culture standpoint, from a quality of player standpoint, from just student athletes in general. So really excited about that and excited to get training camp started.
And before training camp, there's been a whole lot of summer workouts been going on. What have just been some of the reports you've been getting from the players and the other coaches on staff? How do you feel things have been going for y'all?
Well, I think, we've had a great off season, really starting back in January, so the winter months, and then leading into spring football, and then obviously into the summer. And we have more connection, more distributed leadership than we've ever had. Players are taking accountability. They understand the expectations. And we have some good competitions going, and everyone wants to talk about the quarterback position, and rightfully so. And we're not going to rush through with that. We're going to kind of let that happen. There's no need to rush. And then whoever steps up and kind of takes that over, we're going to let them take that over. But again, I think it's been very productive. We've had individuals make monumental gains in terms of size, strength, and we've really improved our team speed.
You mentioned the quarterback race. You've been through this before at your other stops. Is it more of just is there a moment when you kind of notice, okay, one quarterback kind of separates themselves from another, or is it maybe a practice or a moment or something like that?
I think it's over time. I think it's a consistency in performance that comes along with that. And we just don't need a starting quarterback. We need all three. We need JT, we need Jackson, we need Jalen to continue to get better every single day.
I wanted to ask, too, just talking about that quarterback position, especially with the weapons. One stat I was looking up, when researching some of these guys like Stroud, last year, highest percentage of catchable balls that were dropped by receivers. So how important is it to have guys that surround him that are able to make plays?
Well, you're exactly right. And all eyes go towards the quarterback, and rightfully so. But a lot of times playing winning football at the quarterback position is a byproduct of every other player around them. And it takes all 11 individuals. Obviously, it starts up front with given ample time to throw the football and be able to run the football, but also out on the perimeter. And we've had to really totally rebuild our wide receiver room from a depth standpoint, from a talent standpoint, and from a culture standpoint. Jeff Foreman's had a very good offseason. Welcome Corey Rucker back. He's had a very good offseason. Adam Jones has had a good offseason. Courtney Jackson, Reagan Ely, a lot of individuals have really stepped up in that room. And then we have the talented individuals out on the perimeter that are freshmen. We had 6 freshmen yesterday run over 21 miles an hour, which when we talked about making a commitment to improving our team speed, we've been able to do that through our youth.
And there's always that period after spring practice, before fall camp. You add a few folks through the portal. How are you just feeling about your depth as a whole entering fall camp?
Well, we still have some position groups that I'm concerned with in terms of overall depth. I think training camp will lend itself to great opportunities for individuals. I think the whole key is to be able to play winning football at all 9 positions. That's going to be obviously vital to that. But I'm excited with the individuals we've brought in. We've brought in 15 transfer portal players. The exciting thing is 12 of those 15 have been with us from the get-go. So we only added 3 in the second portal window. So again, it's lend itself to being a more connected football team. It's lend itself to really everyone getting to know each other. And I think in today's world of football, the locker room is probably one of the most important ingredients to being a successful football team is your leadership, but just your overall culture. And I think we've really added some good transfer portal players, but also some good character in the portal as well.
You mentioned some of the returners. You're kind of in a luxury position in special teams. You got one of the best kickers in the country coming back. You've got a really, really good punter. How are you just feeling about both of their summers and just their progress and development?
Yes, yeah, they've had really, really good offseason. We have to continue to make special teams a competitive advantage for us. We finished number 2 in the country overall in all of college football in total composite when it comes down to the special teams game. We've been ranked as high as 5 in the country. Obviously, that's a challenge. You have to go recreate that, but it starts with the specialists, whether it's Dominic Zavada or Will Priestep, so we're excited about that. But we've also been able to bring in some younger talent. I think really looking back on it, why those individuals have been able to develop over time is because they've had competition in the program every single day.
One thing I've always been curious to ask coaches is just how much of a believer are you in bulletin board material, things like that, and what are your reactions to seeing, the coaches poll and things like this, coming out?
Well, we're responsible for what we create, and so, I don't really lend. That has no much credence to me, but if it puts a chip on someone's shoulder and they can use it as motivation, well then so be it. But I think when you look at it, it really kind of shows you the dynamics of our conference. When you look at the preseason all-conference teams, they're comprised of 4th, 5th, and 6th-year players. So that kind of gets back to us building the program first and foremost through high school players. And you're going to win with maturity. You're going to win with individuals that have grown up and developed in college football programs. So that's kind of an indicator. And then when you look at the polls, it's always usually based on what the previous year's team did in moving forward. So again, I don't look at that much because we're responsible for what we create on a daily basis.
All right, we're good to go. Coach, thank you so much.